really need to protect our peace. I feel like you guys are really far away from me. And I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell you the premise of it, what it means, etc, etc. Okay, let's start with 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verses 11. Go read that. I'll wait. Okay, now the first word, when we think of quiet, the first thing that pops in our head is boring, still, nothing is happening, very much you just sit there. That's what you think when you read the text, that first part of the text. The aim is to live a quiet life. We should strive for a quiet life, right? And in this video, I'm just trying to change our perception of what it is. Like, what is a quiet life? Because a quiet life doesn't mean boring, and it doesn't mean still, and it doesn't mean nothing is happening. But breaking down the text a little further, we should make it our aim, our goal, to live a quiet life minding our business. So we can't just look at the first part of the text. We have to, we have to look we have to look at the text as a whole. So it says we should make it our aim to live a quiet life minding our business. Now you guys might be thinking, well, I don't be in nobody's business. I mean, as curious human beings, I think it's something that we might do without thinking. Just me trying to find something that can entertain us, very much curious of what's happening in other people's lives. So even though we might not want to, sometimes it just happens that we try to prod in other people's personal matters, which isn't good. So that also means like being an instigator and trying to stir up some trouble. So by doing this, by not prodding into people's lives and their personal matters and trying to stir up drama, we make sure that we maintain integrity. And maintaining integrity is something that is very much Christ-like. Maintaining this Christ-like behavior is what we want, right? Now, I'm not saying that you run away when someone has something to tell you and it happens to be drama and it happens to be a personal matter that they want to talk to you about. That's different than trying to find something. When you go out your way, to find things that don't even involve you, that's when it's because you're trying to find entertainment, you're trying to find something that you can twist, you know what I mean? That's not cool. But if you like watching drama, I mean, I feel like we all like a little bit of drama, just a tad. But if you like watching drama, go watch a TV show, go read your Bible. When you are surrounded by drama, even if you're not involved, you might be thinking, okay, I definitely don't like being involved in drama, but I'm just watching it. What's the harm in watching drama and being surrounded by people who they have dramatic lives, or they have lives that are full of drama? What's the harm in being surrounded with people like that, or being surrounded by drama and just watching it and enjoying it? That's the problem right there. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be a part of drama and you want drama to be a part of your daily life, don't be scared when someday, somehow, you become involved. You become a part of that noise, okay? So don't be scared. If you want to take that risk and you want to be around drama 24/7 because you like the entertainment, you like watching it, don't be scared when you become a part of the noise. So by living the quiet life, you are not affected by the noise on the outside and the distractions that is loitering. I've been in the middle of the noise, and Although at times it seems like life is picking up pace and everywhere I turn there's something to do, there's something that needs to be fixed, like, oh, this girl needs to be, oh no, this girl, oh, what happened, oh, like, you realize that, like, further down the line further down the line, you're drained, you're tired, because there's just too much. It's too much going on. It's like, when is it ever gonna stop? And it only stops until you consider that maybe you need to stop having the noise around. You just gotta ignore the noise. So by protecting your peace, not only are you encouraging spiritual growth, but you're protecting your sanity. I also think that you allow time to heal and fully understand who you are. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the noise, in the whirlwind of like what's going on, entertainment, blah blah blah, and then you realize that I don't fully truly know myself. I'm not comfortable being in my own space, and your peace is disturbed. I honestly don't think I've lived like a loud roller coaster life, but I don't think I was ever comfortable with the idea of a quiet life because it seems perfect and just boring. Like, it just seems boring and perfect and tranquil. Like, those are the type of connotations that I think when I hear quiet and a quiet life. So another question, when you think, oh, so living a quiet life, do I actually have to be quiet to live a quiet life? And I kept studying and I found the answer for you guys so that your question can be answered. Okay, so let's delve deeper. So Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 7, you can read it. I'm waiting. Okay, it says there's a time to keep silent and there's a time to speak. We can't like consider the first part of the text because that doesn't really truly link in what we're talking about, but just focus on those words. Okay, there's a time to speak and there's a time to listen, right? So the key is to be quiet so that you can be a good listener, but also to speak so that when people hear you, they listen. Because I think a lot of the times you might, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being an outgoing person, but when you're constantly talking, even when it's not necessary, you're constantly talking, constantly have something to say, I think when it's time for you to actually say something that's worthwhile and you have something that can really add to whatever conversation or whatever situation, people don't hear you because they're always listening to you. And if you're forever quiet, it's like vice versa. If you're forever quiet and you're always listening, when you talk, people might not really hear you because why should I listen to you? You never talk. So I think it's a balance, having a balance. I don't think this text is saying that you should always be this or you should always be that. It's just saying that there's a time and a place for everything. So be silent at times, and when you know that, oh, I need to speak up in this moment, you speak. So when it comes to the gospel, this verse is saying not to be timid because we have a mission. So we should be quiet and listening at all times. Mark chapter 16 verses 15 says preach. So one of the words has preach. So preach the gospel, right? And when you think of preaching, that person is not shy. I don't think I've seen a pastor or a preacher who is like really shy, really like in their own box, like timid. They don't really want to speak because like God's word is being spoken and God is giving us the confidence and the hope so that we can speak with, without having the need or feeling like, okay, I can't do this, or I need to be timid, So in essence, living a quiet life is not about being quiet. It's not about being literally like timid. Okay, it's not about being shy and timid and like quiet all the time. So if you're naturally shy, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, but it's about timing, like ignoring the noise and being a listener over being a speaker. By doing this, we protect our peace. You get now how everything links. So we can still have an outgoing and be vocal, like you can still have a personality that's very much like open and free, but we must also balance that by living a quiet life and making sure that we understand timing and understand balance. So you can look at these texts, and I mean, there's another perspective that is quite valid. Like, you can think that God is throwing shade because he's saying that we don't know how to control ourselves when we speak. I think often a lot of us, we just talk, like we say what's on our mind, and what's on our mind is very much sometimes harsh, sometimes like a bit judgmental, just the negative, so you can say that he's telling us to learn the art of thinking and speaking, so that when we speak, we are just saying words of God, like God, and we're not saying what's just up in our mind, so that then we can grow in wisdom. You get what I mean? Hope that makes sense. So in James chapter 1 verses 19, I'm gonna give you some time to read. Okay, so it says, we should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. So living a peaceful life starts with these 3 things, which is easier said than done, but I mean, I believe living a quiet life is more about the mind than the structure of your life. Like, people might be thinking, okay, when you say, oh, I need to live a quiet life, I need to strive to maintain a quiet life, people might be like, okay, so how do you do that? Like, should I get up at 6 a.m. and study my Bible? I mean, although I think that's a very small portion of living a quiet life, it's really more about who you are and your mind. So it's more about who we are as a people, what others see in us, and more importantly, what we see in ourselves, than about how we structure our day-to-day lives. So if I had to sum it up for you guys, number 1, change your perception. Number 2, mind your business. Number 3, ignore the noise. Number 4, timing is important. Number 5, it's not about being shy. If you are shy, that's fine, but make sure that you are shy, but you know how to speak when the timing is right. It's all about balance. And then number 6, do this and you protect your peace. That's not really number 6, but do all of those things and you protect your peace. So now you know, how do I protect my peace? Do those 5 things. How do I live a quiet life? Do those 5 things. And by doing that, you live a peaceful life. Remember, a quiet life is a peaceful one. And if you have that ingrained in your mind, you realize that a quiet life is not boring. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be still. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just about growing and learning about ourselves without having the drama and the gossip that follows. You guys enjoyed that. It was just my little like revelation for the day. Please subscribe, please comment your thoughts, anything that you actually have found out, anything I've missed, your experience, anything, you can comment and I'll reply. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.